I've laid out all the photographs on the floor. We've got these young pictures of Harry here. We've also got older pictures of him and a picture of him and his wife from 1957. Let's have a look at some records for Harry Farr. And I'm going to start with the 1901 Wales Census. This is in Glamorgan. We can see from the top of this page that the civil parish is Canton. So this is where he was living. And we've got the addresses down here. We're in Crowbridge Road. And we're just looking for the Farrs here, and we find them at 365 Crowbridge Road. And we can see Harry is here. He's with his father William. He is with his stepmother Rosetta Agnes Farr. And there's also this person, Annie Rachel Jameson, who was a servant there. If we look over at Harry Farr's occupation, we can see he was 26 then. And look here. He was Deputy Librarian for books, so was a worker there, so librarian. If we look at the 1911 Wales Census, we can see he's now 36 here with his father, again still with his stepmother Rosetta. The servant now is Annie Maud Miles, so presumably there was a live-in domestic servant there. And if we look over, we can see that now Harry Farr was Chief Librarian of the City Council, which is quite interesting, isn't it? So he worked for Cardiff Council, presumably at the library there. If we look here in the 1939 register, he's at the address that we've looked at previously. If we look down here, Newport Road, number 148. And here he is still as a librarian. So I'm assuming he spent his whole career probably at Cardiff Library. So let's have a look at Cardiff Library and let's search for Harry Farr. I don't imagine anything's going to come up, but you never know. Oh, look. Oh gosh, look at that. He's in the Dictionary of Welsh Biography. Oh my gosh, look at this. God, this has completely surprised me. My gosh, look at this. This is quite extraordinary. It's got his whole life story. I can't believe it. When I did that, I honestly never thought it was going to help with anything. Oh my goodness me. All right, let's have a read of this, shall we? Born Cardiff, 11th of June 1874, son of William Farr, a native of Salisbury, and Martha Rebecca Harris, his wife. His mother died in December 1875 after giving birth to twin sons who also died in the same month. It appears that William Farr enrolled after the death of his wife as a student in the Cardiff Science and Arts School. Okay, so Harry's dad then enrolled, right? The annual report for 1880 to 81 records he was one of 2 senior students who had been appointed pupil teachers, and in the following session he was promoted to be art master. In the meantime, his young son Harry, who we're looking at, was sent to Salisbury to be educated. He joined the staff of the Cardiff Free Library, as it was then called, in 1891 as appointed assistant in charge of the reference department in 1896 and Deputy Librarian in 1901, because we can see that in the census. In 1908, he succeeded as Chief Librarian John Ballinger, who left to become the first librarian of the National Library of Wales. During his 32 years tenure of office, Farr continued and extended the enlightened policies of his predecessor. 2 new branch libraries were built at Gibraltar, 1928, and Ealing, 1933. 6 older branches were extended and children's halls provided where such had not previously existed. So that's interesting. Public lending centres were provided at schools in Ely. I don't know how to pronounce these places. Rumney I can pronounce. Is that Llanelf? I don't know how to pronounce these. Anyway, sorry Welsh speakers, so sorry. For the binding of periodicals and the repair and restoration of rare books and manuscripts. By 1940, the lending department of the Central Library had been rearranged and reorganised. When the collections of the Cardiff Museum previously housed on the top floor of the Central Library were transferred to the National Museum of Wales. It was decided in 1923 to make use of the vacant space to establish a research room for the use of students and others wishing to consult the library's manuscripts and rare books. The provision of these research facilities, together with the construction of a fireproof strong room, led to the Master of the Rolls to recognise the Cardiff Central Library in 1931 as a repository for historical records. At the same time, the policy of allocating part of the annual book fund for purchasing manuscript deeds, documents, prints and early printed books was vigorously pursued. N.R. Kerr, in his medieval manuscripts in British Libraries 1992, lists 32 valuable manuscripts purchased by the Cardiff Library 1920 to 1936. To Farr and his staff belongs the credit for organising the Welsh Book Festivals, which were held each year from 1930 to 1939 in the City Hall, Cardiff, usually in the weeks before and after St David's Day. Every year a different aspect of Welsh life and letters was taken as a theme, and catalogues were produced which served to bring to the attention of a wide public the richness of the Welsh cultural heritage. Goodness. Farr was a well-known figure in the library world. In the course of his career he wrote a number of articles and pamphlets on different aspects of librarianship. He was recognised as a bibliographer of repute and an acknowledged authority on incunabula. What on earth is incunabula? I've absolutely no idea what that is. Let me have a look. Oh, an early printed book. Oh, especially ones printed before 1501. Okay, fine. The editions of Shakespeare and the productions of private presses. He possessed a keen and lively mind and was not afraid to experiment. He even devised a decimal classification of his own, which was in use in the library until the development of centralised cataloguing led to it being abandoned. Wow. When Farr retired in 1940, the Cardiff City Central Library was recognised as one of the finest in the country, and the Central Library as one of the great municipal libraries of Great Britain. Gosh, look at that. Harry Farr married in 1913 Elsie Olive Davies, who we know, a member of his staff. Oh, that's how they met, look at that. Who predeceased him. They had 5 children, 3 sons and 2 daughters. He died 19th of January 1968. That's just extraordinary. I really wasn't expecting anything to come up and then we find all this. Right. Oh, Harry. And there they are. Harry and Elsie Olive. Well, it feels like all the photographs, we know where they should be going now, don't we? They need to go to the record office or the library at Cardiff. Let's drop them an email. Cathays Branch and Heritage Library. We provide access to the Cardiff Heritage and Local Studies collection where you can view historical documents. Okay, this is it, yeah. So it's these people to email. Okay, so I've said on here, Dear Cardiff Library, could you please forward this email to Cathays Branch and Heritage Library? I recently purchased on eBay some old family photographs, which from doing some research are of Harry Farr as a young boy, an old man and his family. I have found his entry on the Dictionary of Welsh Biography here, and see he was a notable librarian of Cardiff's history. It therefore feels that these photographs should be donated to Cardiff's Heritage Library. Could you please put me in contact with them to facilitate this? Let's send that off.